Welcome to TrendTalk, your gateway to the art of beauty and the science of wellness. Join us as we explore the latest trends, uncover innovative techniques, and share insights from the world's leading beauty and wellness experts. Get inspired, get informed, and get ready to transform your perspective. TrendTalk, where beauty meets purpose. Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Trend Talk. And today, if you are, which everybody is, I'm not going to say if, for all the beauty geeks, makeup geeks, you don't want to look cakey, you want to know what the tips and tricks are. Today, I have just the right person for you. I have someone who took a bold move a few years back, and she is just literally killing it at the game now. I'm not gonna go over, but I'm gonna introduce now Wardah Usmani. Hi Wardah, how are you?
Hi Atika, thank you for having me. I'm good.
It's a pleasure having you here. So Wardah, let's start with the most burning question. Corporate marketing to contour palettes? How does that work?
It was actually a very smooth transition. I started this on the side with my marketing experience. I started an Instagram page. I kept uploading all the makeup looks I had. Sorry, am I still allowed to speak Urdu? No. Okay. Yeah, so like my sister's wedding and her pre-wedding events and my friends and all of their events. So I had a portfolio and then I just started uploading it, and you know, people really surprised me. They liked my work, and I started getting booked out on weekends up here. And such a fog. I started getting booked out on weekends, and then when I started making money on the weekends enough to match my salary, my husband told me that you will stop and you will quit your corporate job. So I did.
Oh my God, and that's amazing. And for those of you who have just heard her name, but there are a lot of people, at least here in Canada and in Pakistan, I can bet you there are almost more than half of the population that already knows her. And she is a sweet, sweet person if you interact with her. So much fun to work with. So we're going to talk about all the red carpets, all the celebrity looks, everything that she has done. And it's one of the things that inspires me about her is that she went from something that we consider as the job that you should have, like corporate, you know, we're all generally the wider class that we have category. We want a corporate job, we want it settled. The jump that you took is something that people are very afraid to take.
Yeah, and I keep telling everybody, you know, more people should start. I tell people that make your private profiles and keep uploading content and doing whatever you want on the side. If you're scared of people, judging you, just keep doing it. And when you're ready, just take that step and go public. And, you know, people's support will really surprise you. There's a few people that would probably sit behind their screens and be like, you know, oh, what is this? You know, that initial hesitation that we have.
Yeah.
But it's really not true. People are there to appreciate. People like seeing you win. And they're not like, there's very few people who want to see you fail. And they're very easy to ignore.
Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. We're going to start with some very interesting questions. Some of the questions, some myth busters that a lot of people are usually looking into. Tell me, Wardah, when people are looking for their skin tone and the makeup, especially their base, does our skin actually change colors, as they say, due to winter and summer? And do we actually need to have different bases for different seasons?
You know, you'd be surprised. If I use my concealer shade, the summer shade in the winter, I end up looking so tan. So I would say it's factual that our skin does change shades and tones, especially here in Canada where our exposure to the sun is so varied. In the winter, you don't see sun for like 2-3 weeks and at a stretch, but in the summer we're always out, and you're always exposed to the sun. So I do say I feel like for me myself, and usually for most of my clients, when they come in for a trial versus their wedding day, there's a very big difference. So I would always recommend keeping 2 shades just to mix and match. Even on your face, Atika, you have a lot of different skin tones on the same face. So if you have two shades that you can mix and match to the exact places on your face, I feel like that makes a very big difference, and it changes your makeup game.
100%. Okay. One thing that I would like to add to that I've experienced that over the past few months, and that is actually something that really helps out. There are some shades and some times of the years where the same shade would make you look gray.
Exactly.
That gray color that you usually get, especially if you have a mismatch, and then that kind of pulls down the entire game of whatever you're putting on your face and all of that. So it's super important. Okay. List for me 3, I would say 3, what would you say your favorite drugstore dupes? Because a lot of people are looking into drugstore makeup that surprise you, right? And not everybody has the budget to buy the real ones. So what would it be?
Some of the drugstore dupes that I actually carry in my kit and use for my brides is, I love the e.l.f. Putty Primer. So it's basically like, it's putty primer. The name is putty. So it's basically if you have pores on your skin, right, and you apply a thin layer of it, it literally fills in the pores beautifully, and it sits on your skin and creates a very nice finish. That's definitely my number one dupe that you must have. Other than that, I love the NYX lip oils and other drugstore dupes. I'm trying to select my favorite. I have a lot. I have a lot. I would also say that something that has changed, like e.l.f. has really changed the game in terms of their products. Their dupes have been very good. I recently tried their Holy Hydration Makeup Balm Remover. It is exactly like the Clinique one and for a fraction of the price.
100%.
So that's something, I don't obviously carry that in my kit, but I love to use it. It's a very good product to have on hand.
Yeah. So what about your experience working with celebrities and of course doing so many red carpets? Tell me, what has over the years been your most favorite makeup look, and if you want to name, on who?
My favorite look has to be Iman Ali's red carpet look. So I was doing her makeup for the premiere of her movie. This was about 2 years ago. And she just has a beautiful face shape. And she's a supermodel from, back in the day. She still carries herself with grace. She was wearing a black sari that day, and the stylist told me to go all out. He said, you can do whatever you want on the face, just keep the eyes very bold. I was working with Ehtisham, in Lahore, and me and Iman, we had a ball of a time. She trusted me completely because by then I had done a couple of looks on her, and she just let me do whatever I want. And when the final look came together, it slayed. Like I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it's my favorite look up to date. I did love doing Mirab's. Do you know about Mirab? I was doing a shoot with her. She has a very lightweight facial structure, very cute, girly look. So that was very different. But in terms of my favorite look, Iman Ali's look has to be my favorite.
And for all of you who are listening, if you haven't seen that look, you would want to go to Wardah's Instagram page, and it would be on the screen here for you as well. And make sure you guys go and check it out. I'm telling you, once you go on the page, you will just fall in love with every look that she has done.
Thank you. You humble me.
Okay, Wardah. So over the years, you do usually we get when you're working in a service industry, you get good experiences and you get good clients and everything. But sometimes you do get difficult people in difficult
now you're
times
asking
as well.
the saucy questions.
I know. I want to know the saucy ones. So I don't want you to name names, but tell me an experience that was really like, in the midst of it, you're like, oh my God, I just want to get done with this. And
Atika, I really truly believe that the energy that you put out there is the energy that you receive.
100%.
I'm in the service industry. I'm working with people's weddings.
Yeah.
It's a very important day, and to understand and empathize with your bride, I feel like that is part of my job. So if somebody comes in anxious, they're not trying to be difficult.
Yeah.
They're just, they have a vision and they want me to execute it. They're paying me to execute it. So I haven't had many horrible experiences. No.
I think the fact lies in the point that you just mentioned, that you have to understand in a lot of situations that sometimes the person is not trying to be difficult, or you are not the target of the, it's the anxiety or the situation or the time that is actually causing all of that.
Yes.
And you are definitely not the center of it. You're just there.
Yeah, I'm there to make it happen.
Yeah.
Also, Atika, one thing that I've done over the years that I've been working, I try to, if I'm having a conversation with somebody and initially before they book me, and I feel like their vision is very different, I like to tell them from the start. I'm very selective with my clients as well, just so I know that I'm doing this for, it's a passion of mine.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work that goes into it.
True.
I'm here to have a positive experience, and believe it or not, the brides that leave me, the brides that I work on, after their event, we're literally friends. Like, I can text them and ask them, hey, what's that tailor's number you were talking about? Or you were telling me about some product I need to try, let me know. And then they ask me, and sometimes even my brides, they're going shopping and they message me. They're like, oh, can you please help us with some makeup products? So I really believe it's the energy you put out there is what you get back. Yes.
So Wardah, tell me, I'm gonna ask all the questions that I've seen on TikToks and trends and people actually want to know, right? One of the main things, and a lot of people would know that when we talk about doing your own makeup, oil-based and water-based, some products sit well together, and some of them usually kind of, some people after a while, when you notice when you've had your makeup for a while, kind of starts looking flaky, like it's probably something is going on with your skin. So is it because of you combined some two wrong products together, or is it because you probably didn't moisturize your skin well?
So there's obviously a lot of reasons. Every skin type is different, and believe it or not, it still happens when I'm using a product, like when I'm testing out products on myself before I obviously use them on my clients. It still so happens that, two products don't work together. But this idea that, silicons with silicones and water-based with water-based, I don't think that holds. It's something that's, people have started becoming very aware of the products that we're using, and we're very aware of the ingredients. But if you know how to layer them properly, it does not happen. So I have also, just to tell you why I think so, because I've used on multiple like shoot looks, I've used wax-based products and liquid-based products together. It's the way you layer them and the order of the layering and the technique and the pressure you're using to layer all those products that will make sure that you're not disturbing the layers that you formed underneath. So no, it's not that you can't layer two products. It's with the right skin prep, right techniques. I feel that most products in the current day, in the modern world, they kind of work together.
Okay, tell me, lately, so many trends and so many viral, stuff going on. Anything that you saw that surprised you and you maybe tried and it actually worked? Was there anything like that?
So There's been a lot these days, right? So I think the most noteworthy product that's been launched was Huda Beauty's Ube powder.
Yes.
And a lot of creators were very pleasantly surprised with it, and I am definitely one of those. I'm not one to jump onto trends because I don't consider myself to be a beauty content creator.
Yeah.
I'm in the bridal service
Yeah.
industry. So for me, the more reliable a product, the better it is. So I'm not usually one to hop onto trends and to purchase every new product on the market and you start using it on my clients. But the purple powder was genius because a lot of the times you get a client that sits in your chair and they have a very yellow-based skin, right? And I used to struggle with fixing it using like a pink powder. I used to use the cherry blossom powder under the eyes to kind of neutralize, or, once it's done, you just kind of improvise and with compact powders. But this purple powder, with the dust of the purple powder, you can get rid of the yellow undertone, which is
Oh my God.
beautiful.
I know.
Yeah, it is revolutionary.
When you look at it, you're just like, what's gonna happen? Like, what's okay?
Yeah.
But then I've seen some videos and being used, but again,
and it's contrary to what people think. It's not as purple as it looks, right? Yes, the packaging. It looks really purple in packaging.
it does.
But then when you actually use it, it's not that purple. But the caveat is that it's only usable on like deeper skin tones. On like very fair, maybe like your skin tone, it would kind of show up a little more purple than, for example, on my skin tone. So I was really excited by it.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so if I would ask, say, Wardah Usmani's go-to 3 or 4 things that she has in her purse all the time, what would those be?
When I was driving up here, I really thought you would ask me that question. And if you look at my bag, you would be so shocked because I just put my keys, my lip gloss, and I just ran, after having a baby, I don't really have that much time, or I'm not really focused on my own that much. But 2-3 things I cannot leave the house without. I would say mascara has to be number 1, concealer number 2, and lip color I would say would be number 3. Yeah,
I like that. And are you following that trend of people doing that age-old 80s, 90s where our moms used to just use the lip color and put it everywhere?
Yeah, if you give me 3 products, I will have to. Blush would not be my priority. No.
Oh yeah, because I've been seeing so many people doing that, and it's kind of coming back. And I remember, especially our grandmas, they would just have one product and one cream. And then you would see them get ready with that.
It works though, right?
It does. No, for sure.
Yeah, the kohl in their eyes and the lip color and the Nivea.
Nivea, yes, 100%. So I was just thinking about that. Okay, so tell me, if anybody wants to actually, like you already mentioned, if somebody wants to follow their passion, there is no right or wrong time. Just do it.
Yes.
If you're afraid of it, do it privately, but then start building up and then do it.
For sure.
So tell me, when you started, was there ever a time where you had an amazing journey so far? Was there ever a time where you look back and you were like, maybe this or this I should have done differently? Anything like that?
Every step you take every step where you falter, it really there's always a learning that you take from it. Yes, there are a lot of things I wish I would have done differently. For example, this move to Canada, I wish I never, had to make it. I was doing very well back in Lahore. I loved doing what I was doing. But I believe that the things that happen, they happen for a reason. And so no, not really. I don't feel that I would have done anything differently. I would have started a lot sooner. Yes, that's one thing that.
Something. Now I'm going to ask you a couple of things that we talked about, what products you like, what you don't like. Tell me about a trend that has been going on and you just don't like it, you don't agree to it. And that's a personal opinion.
It's actually, we've moved on from it, but I feel that clean girl makeup was not my vibe. For desi skin tones, not only desi skin tones, I feel like with clean girl makeup, we kind of told girls that the dewy, the better.
Yeah.
And girls translated it to being no powder,
Yeah.
you know? And I've had brides come up to me as well and tell me that, oh no, I don't want to use powder on my wedding day. No, if you want your makeup to last, there's no way that I'm not going to use powder, you know? And you can achieve a very dewy finish after using powders as well. So clean girl makeup trend, the makeup look was not for me.
Not for you.
I feel like for myself as well, if I ever tried it, no liner, just mascara, I feel like it didn't look good on my desi skin tones. I'm more about like the dark eyes and, you know, the coal eyes.
For me. Oh my God.
I love that. For myself, I feel like that looks much better.
Yeah. I think, especially even in college and in teens, I think that is some of the easiest things to start with. The go-to that I would usually have would be like just dark eyes, especially at that time, smoky eyes and all kinds of smoky. And you'd be like just smoky and then just the nude light lips and that's it.
Nowadays, brides don't like it. So we're not, when I'm doing my bride's makeup, right, I'm rarely ever doing coal eyes and the whole very dark, very grunge look. But for myself, I just feel like that suits me more. Like if I'm going on a night out, I like giving myself a little cat eye situation.
Oh yeah. I love that too.
Yeah, I love it.
I had that for my reception as well because I had gray and silver at that time.
Lovely,
the palette,
yeah.
And then I'm like, you know, there is no way I'm not doing those eyes on this because that is what it has to be.
Did you get married in Pakistan?
Yes.
In Karachi?
Lahore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was something, and at that time it was a lot of, for people who don't know makeup artists in Pakistan. Of course, there are some artists and some trends that are popular in times and in eras, right?
Yes.
So at that time there was a lot of. With the photographers, there was Guddu Shani, and then Madiyaz was there for a very long time. And then we had people come as standalone makeup artists, and now people have started booking that.
Madiyaz is still classic.
It's still classic, yeah. If you want to go on something that you don't want to, again, it depends on your budget and your pocket as well.
Yes.
So that's something super important too. One thing I want to touch base here, like we're talking about budget and pockets. There is a misconception for a lot of people that if you're buying, the higher the price tag, the better the product.
Oh, yes. That is definitely a misconception, I would say. There are a lot of drugstore products that are amazing as well. Today, there's so many products being pushed at you. Believe me, as a makeup artist as well, when I walk into Sephora, I'm so overwhelmed with options. Although I know I have my research done, I'm only there to test out products. And then I go home and order them online. But, you know, it's so overwhelming with the number of products that are available to you. And a lot of the products are made in the same factories. They're just branded to you differently. A lot of the products are made in the same factories. They're branded differently. And people feel that they must have all of those products that are trending. I'm not for that. I believe that having good classic products in your kit can help you create very versatile looks as well. Higher the price tag definitely does not mean better quality stuff. It could mean better quality packaging. It could mean, better marketing. It could mean a lot of different things. Yeah. As long as the manufacturers are the same, like Italian produced.
Okay, so Wardah, tell me something. Something that I have experienced sometimes, and that is a question that has always been in my mind, and I want you to answer as much as you can for me. When we're using a foundation, and if we look into the mirror and we see that we're kind of looking gray, does that mean we didn't match the color correctly? What does it mean?
No, that actually does not mean that you didn't match the color correctly. That probably means that you want to add a step prior, which could be a color corrector. Because on a lot of our places, especially on deeper skin tones, we have a lot of hyperpigmentation around specific areas, like, for example, around the mouth or under the eyes, right?
100%.
That doesn't mean that our shade is different. It just means that we need to go in with a color corrector first, and an orange or a peach color corrector, depending on your skin tone, and then go in with the foundation. So I feel like that cancels out the gray and, just evens it out. But for example, if you were to use a darker foundation here and a lighter foundation here, you would end up looking a little mismatched. So you want to keep the foundation the same color, but you want to add a little bit of a color corrector or concealer underneath that would cancel out the grays.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And tell me, so out of all the stuff that you have done, if you were to pick something, some look or some request that really surprised you and you were like, okay, did somebody ever come up to you with a request that was very, out of the blue that you didn't kind of expect?
Yeah, so one time I was working in Pakistan. This is super funny. I was working, sorry, I'm going to start again. So when I was working back in Lahore, I had a client come up to me and, we're so, as South Asians, post the colonial era, we're so conscious of our deeper skin tones.
Yes.
So I had a lady come up to me. She was the bride's mom, and she basically came up to me and said that I want to look like Snow White. Put the lightest base you have put the lightest color that you have on my face. And mind you, she was not very light. I had to do it, believe it or not. I actually tried to make her look like Snow White. She wanted white pale base and bright red lipstick.
Wow.
So I did do that out the car.
You did?
Yes.
And how did that turn out?
Let's just say it's not on my Instagram.
Okay.
You will never see it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
You will never
I have
see it.
not
Yes.
seen something like that. But yeah,
But these days, because trends have become so global, right? I feel like our aesthetics are kind of all matching somewhat. We know what's trending, and through Instagram
More
and social
aware,
media, there's a
Yeah.
lot of awareness, and a lot of people. There's very few of those random requests.
And people do a lot of, I believe they do a lot of more research and homework and trials.
Yeah.
That was something that not a lot of people did, like maybe two decades or a decade back or stuff like that.
Believe me, people actually come up with mood boards. Brides show me their mood board
That's
for their
amazing.
entire wedding shoot, their look, which I love, because the more prepared you are, the less disappointed you will be.
So you were mentioning that brides actually come prepared, and I think that's something really good, because that kind of sets your mood for what you're looking for. Because just explaining or just sometimes you just cannot probably put it through, and the way you put it, maybe the other person doesn't vision it that way.
Yes, and gone are the days, Atika, where the makeup artist was shoving her opinion and her skill down the bride's throat. With social media now being so available, people really know what they want, and I love it. I love that we know what we want. I love that brides understand themselves, and they understand what would look good on them before they come to me and want to experiment on their wedding days. So
I think it's a good.
It's a good change.
It's a good change.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna share one very interesting fact, or I think the way we started interacting, me and Wardah, is that it's something very different. So me and Wardah, basically, we share the same last name, which is a quite uncommon, a last name that is pretty uncommon for generally from back home. So that is how our conversation started, and that is how then we kept on talking. And I have always found her to be super professional and sweet with her work. One of the reasons that I wanted her to be one of my starting guests when we are doing the podcast, and I'm so glad that she's here.
Thank
on
you so
our
much
second
for having me,
episode.
Atika.
No, I'm super happy to have you here. So moving back, Wardah, tell me with regards to makeup, do you, if we're laying out the steps for people when they're doing their everyday makeup, what would be some essentials that we would say that, you know, these are the 5 things that you should do, and then the add-ons usually, you know, then there are lots of add-ons depending on what look, or what is it, an evening look or a day look or something like that.
So, contrary to popular belief, makeup is an art. There's no rules to it. Yes, there's general acceptances and, you know, deviances, but there's no rules set like that. What I may like may not be something you like, right? So I'll tell you what I do on a daily basis. If I'm running low on time, what are the steps I follow? And maybe if you like it, you know, you can take some inspiration. So my go-to is usually I'll start with moisturizing, obviously. I never let my skin, like if I'm out of the shower, I will make sure that I moisturize right away. I'm never letting my skin fully dry, just because, you know, I like that moisture to be retained. After moisturizing and sunscreen, I use concealer. I love the Hourglass concealer these days and the Hourglass concealer. They're very lightweight, everyday concealers that don't look like you're wearing too much, but still give you that coverage you need. After concealer, I go in with my translucent setting powder. This is a step that I would not skip. If I'm going to work on a daily, or, you know, if I'm wearing concealer on a daily basis, I am going to use translucent setting powder, because otherwise it'll set in your fine lines. It will actually travel to your eyes, and it can hurt you as well. So just having that locked into place can really increase the longevity of your makeup. It can give you a better polished look. It doesn't make you look cakey. I'll do that, and then I'll do some mascara, brows, lips, and blush. That's my daily, that's my daily routine. But if I want to like amp it up, obviously, I'll use some eyeliner or some, you know, foundation. But I don't use a foundation on a regular basis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's something that a lot of you can take some tips from too. And I think everyday makeup is something that we actually deal with every day, right? That's far more important than the party looks that we are usually searching the tutorials for.
Yes. So yeah, I do have classes that I offer one-on-one that you can schedule. And, you know, we really learn about makeup, and we really learn about an everyday look, and we make
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then we can transition from a daytime to a party time look, a nighttime look. I love those classes because it's what you want to learn with me, and we have like 8 hours together in a span of 2 days, and you're literally driving the course and asking the questions, and I'm gonna equip you with that. So I do believe an everyday look to find your signature is really, really important, just to, you know, kind of give you the confidence to go about your days.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So that means people can book it based on their own time and their availability, and then through you?
Yes. So I basically offer them only in the winter season, because the summer season's too busy to then, you know, I have a lot of brides. But from November to April, I do offer those classes. So you can book it on a weekend or on the weekdays, whatever you're comfortable. And we have 2 days, 4 hours each day. We have a curriculum that we go through, and we understand the basics of makeup first, so that, you know how makeup is working technically. And then we're going to find a look for you, a daytime look and a nighttime look for you.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to go into another question that I have seen on a lot of TikToks and viral videos, and a lot of people probably have it in their mind as well. So makeup, taking off makeup, again, skincare is super important, right? And there are a lot of oils, there are a lot of I said again, thousands of products that people look into, and then you see, oh, maybe this one or that one. What would be, I would say, 2 or 3 basic products, and what ingredient you would say you would want to look into when you're cleaning your skin and you're maintaining your skin for an everyday routine?
So skincare is, again, I don't like to make general claims because what may work for my skin may not work for your skin.
Exactly.
But skincare is very specific to, it's a very personal thing, but I believe that the simpler you keep your skincare, the more likely you're able to stick to it. And building that routine is really what you want, because you're going to see products working on your skin after, for example, let's say 3 or 4 months. A few products that I think are non-negotiable though for every skin type is use an oil-based cleanser to take off your makeup. Never sleep with your makeup on. And then obviously going in with something to remove all of that oil, and then hydration. So how and the intensity of what you use to hydrate your skin really depends on your skin type and your skin. For example, there's a lot of things that go into it. Age, is your skin acne prone or not? So yeah, for me personally, what I'm doing, I'm sticking to a very simple skincare routine these days. With a baby, I don't have a lot of time. I'm using tretinoin for the, I'm using tretinoin like 2 to 3 times a week. And then other nights I'm just focused on hydration. And by hydration, I mean like a layer of Vaseline on my skin, or like a very thick coat of moisturizer to just retain the hydration and prevent. So I've stopped going into that 7-step skincare routine. I'm not doing that.
And I can't keep up with it. Like you said, you need to have something that you're going to follow for a longer period of time in order for it to show the effects. Like I usually start with the 7 and the 8 and I get those products, and then after a week I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll just wash my face and go to sleep.
And this is a very big general misconception that people think that the more products you're using, the better your skin will be. But that's not really how it works. You have to introduce products into your skincare one step at a time. So for example, if I went today into Sephora, I bought 7 skincare products. I'm incorporating them all at one time. They're less likely to be effective than, for example, if I use one product for 1 week, then incorporate another. It takes a lot of patience, right?
Yeah,
and
100%.
A lot of us don't have that kind of time. True. So I feel like facial massages is something, lymphatic drainage is something that I don't skip. This hydration and lymphatic drainage is something I don't skip. Apart from that, I'm using tretinoin these days just because I did feel that after childbirth, my skin I got a lot of texture and a lot of discoloration. So I was actually prescribed it by an esthetician. So yeah, it's been doing very good on my skin.
Nice.
Yes.
I like that. Okay, so I'm going to go over and then ask you, we know that you recently opened, I know, but I want everybody else to know as well, that you recently opened a physical location as well, right? So if people want to reach out to you, what are the best ways, and where is your physical location? Are you planning on opening any more?
So I'm actually currently in the basement of my house. It's not a commercial location, just because it is the most convenient for me. It is appointments only, so it works very well for me. I am not actually planning to open more locations because my whole business model is very niche. It's very focused on a personalized experience with me, so I'm not expanding into salon services as of yet either. But I do have a very exciting product that I'm coming out with.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Okay, can we know some bit of details?
It's really in the works right now. I hope it works out, but hopefully in a month or 2 you guys should know more about it.
Oh, that's amazing. Is it related to skincare or makeup?
It's a makeup product.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. So I'm going to be trying that out.
Yeah, I'll send
I'm
it to you
gonna
for
try-
sure.
Perfect, perfect. Okay. So we did have Wardah Usmani. I had so many questions, but the time is limited. We will have her on our another episode. We will talk about once she launches her product. We will talk about her product and see how it goes. You'll probably see how it works on my skin too. We can do a tutorial maybe and then do something like that. And you can see all her details, her phone number, her email, and her website and everything on the screen. Make sure you guys follow her. Trust me, you will just love the journey. You will love seeing what you see, because whatever you see on her page, it's not only beautiful from outside. I can tell you it's beauty from within, because the experience that she offers is so unique and personalized.
Thank you so much, Atika.
Thank you so much for coming in, Wardah.
Thank
I appreciate
you.
and for leaving your baby and coming in. So I feel truly honored that you are here.
I feel truly honored to be one of the first guests on your show.
I'm so glad that we could work it out, and I look forward to
Likewise.
having you in further episodes of TrendTalk as well.